Is a Buccaneer really one of Imsama's weaknesses? Because during chapter 1150, we actually saw a glimpse of Inu's ability. He possessed Ganku and took over his body. In that scene, we saw him pull out a book. This book, if you notice, seems to be the source of all of Imsama's attacks. Like when he pulled out a gun and a sword, we saw that they came from this book. Even when he turned Brogy and Dory into their demon forms, it also came from that same book. The spell he used originated there. So now we start to wonder, what could this book really be? Could it be that in this book lies all the powers of the devil fruits in the world, as in all the abilities of the devil fruits, unlike the strongest ones, such as the Gura no Mi, the dark fruit, and even the Ope no Mi of Trafalgar Law, could be listed inside this book? If we think about it, it actually makes sense. Because unlike some characters in One Piece who are obsessed with finding rare devil fruits, we can see that the world government, even though they have all the resources to locate these devil fruits, never actually does so. Why? Because why would they even bother searching for these powerful devil fruits if they already have this book that contains all the powers of the devil fruits in the world, right? Now, the real question becomes, if this book really contains all the powers of the devil fruits in the world, then why is Imu so terrified of Joy Boy? Because in the recent chapters, we've seen multiple times how Imu trembles in fear the moment Joy Boy's name is even mentioned. Even when the haki released by Emmet from his friend Joy Boy 800 years ago appeared, we saw how Imu himself was shaken with fear. Could it be that the reason for this is because Joy Boy's devil fruit power, the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, is the only one not included in that book? Like, yes, all powers are in Imsama's book, but the powers of the Sun God Nika aren't written there. Is it possible that at some point in history, Joy Boy's side managed to tear out the page that contained the power of the Sun God Nika from that book? Could this be the reason why Imu is so terrified of the Sun God Nika's devil fruit? Because it's the only power missing from his book? Anyway, going back to chapter 1150, when the double panel showed the full force of Imu's army, currently led by Labrogi and Dory, he mentioned that this is the true power of Elbaf. Could it be that what Imu was referring to as the true power of Elbaf is that this was actually how they looked in ancient times? Because if we think about it, for the giants living in Elbaf, it's said that this is the land of warriors, that they're the strongest nation in the world because of their brave warriors. But what they're showing us now contradicts that. They don't seem as strong as the legends say. So it makes you wonder, is this really the Elbaf that Imu knows? Just to clarify, although we've already seen the flashback of King Harold, it's quite noticeable that the giants during his era weren't really that fierce or battle-hungry anymore, meaning the era of giants that Imu knows is technically around 200 years ago and beyond. So it's possible that this was literally how the giants of Elbaf looked back then, and that there was one individual who managed to change them. And if you'd ask me who comes to mind as someone who could have such an ability, it would be Kuma. Kuma, who is a Buccaneer. Why? Because during the Egghead Island arc, Oda already gave us an example about this. It was when Kuma's humanity was erased. Technically, since his humanity was erased, he should have been a full cyborg by then. But because of his daughter Bonnie, magically his consciousness, or his humanity, suddenly returned. When Vegapunk saw this, he was shocked, and that's where he mentioned something about the special characteristics of the Buccaneers. Could it be that these Buccaneers have the ability to return to normal those who were affected by Imu's devil's contract, like how Kuma did to himself? Could this be the reason why the world government exterminated the Buccaneer race? Could this be the reason why Saturn particularly holds such deep hatred toward Kuma? Also, let me just add, we all know that during the God Valley incident, the young Kuma faced off against Saturn. That moment happened before Kuma revealed that he saved a lot of people, meaning Kuma actually defeated Saturn. Now the question is, what did Kuma do to defeat Saturn? We've seen how monstrous Saturn was during the Egghead Island arc, and it's insane to think that Kuma, who had just eaten his devil fruit, could beat him. That's really suspicious. Could it be that Kuma had another ability aside from his devil fruit? Did he perhaps free Saturn from Imu's devil's contract? Could this be the foreshadowing when he said that if he ever had a special power, he would use it to save people? Could this be the very power that would defeat Im-sama? In short, that so-called hands of liberation of Kuma, could it literally be the message that Oda wants to portray to us? That literally the Buccaneers are the ones capable of liberating those bound by Imu's devil's contracts. And in the current Elbaf arc, Kuma is indeed present. So if our theory is right, that Buccaneers have the ability to restore the consciousness of those under the devil's contract, then Kuma could very well do that in the ongoing Elbaf arc, especially since most of the giants right now are under those contracts. That would be a great way for Kuma to prevent Imu from killing Labrogi and Dory's group. So let's wait and see what happens next in this extremely thrilling Elbaf arc. Anyway, if you have thoughts or ideas about the possibility of Buccaneers having a special ability like removing Imu's devil's contracts, and also your theories about the book that Im-sama uses, don't hesitate to comment down below so we can talk about it. So that's it. Well, peace.